Okay, gear guys, we're here to talk a little bit this afternoon, about how us gear guys got started and how we became friends and some of the hobbies that we have. I know this is kind of a hot topic for what we've been pointing towards, and we thought what better way to teach you guys what this is all about by showing you, firsthand how we got in this space and with this mindset. So this is Mike. And I'm Rob. We're the Rob and Mike Show, part of the Guys and Gears podcast. So this is our plan to go down the road there. So for starters, let's talk a minute about how we got to know each other first. Maybe kind of give them an idea of where this all started and how we became friends. I remember one of the first times we met. Yeah,
really?
I actually did. Yeah.
What was that? That's scary.
So we both had sons playing junior high football.
Right.
And after we would finish a game, they were playing on two different teams, different sides of town, but they all played the same night, and they played generally in the same locations. And so after the game, we would stop by McDonald's and we would meet, or we'd eat. And I think after like the second or third night that we showed up there, I think you went, "Hey, are you guys following us?"
I think that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
And so we hit it off and started talking football and kids and kind of went from there. So
no, that's true. I forgot all about that. Yeah, figured since we were going to be at McDonald's all the time, we might as well hang out.
That's right. Yeah. Get to know each other a little bit.
Got the same idea anyway after Friday Night Football.
I mean, that was it.
McDonald's.
That was it. Right. How about you? What first memory do you have of us hanging out or doing something together?
Well, I mean, now that you brought up the McDonald's thing, I mean, that kind of sums it up for me too. But I don't know if there's any specific other than you guys covering the football games, taking the pictures, and your wife talking about on the sidelines how things should go on the football field, and she actually knew what she was talking about.
Right.
I was like, wait a minute, this little lady knows what's going on. So I always got a kick out of that.
Yeah, Yep. She kind of grew up in a sports family.
Yeah.
And so she always had.
So you were taking the pictures, and me and her were trying to tell the coaches what they should be doing, but they weren't listening very well.
No, that sideline coach is a whole lot better than
so is she.
So we used to take pictures. So I started off doing photography with my dad when I was like 13 years old. My dad used to do wedding photography, and so I started taking pictures with him. And about the time I was about 14, a little nervous breakdown, and he was too nervous to actually do the pictures anymore. He was scared to death. And so I would go with him, and he would be there. He didn't mind being the adult, but I would go and I would manage the whole wedding. I would take the pictures of the brides and the grooms and all that stuff, and produce it. And he was just kind of there for sport, and I enjoyed it. It was fun. I enjoyed doing it. So I've kind of always had this love for photography because it was crazy. And so I was making more money doing that than I was doing IT stuff. And so I seriously considered cutting out IT and doing that full time. And man, I'm glad I didn't. That next year, all the TV shows started coming out with the Bridezillas and all that craziness. And I'm like, whoa, man, we dodged a bullet there.
And now you're stuck doing this.
And here we are back doing video and pictures again, just in another format. But yeah. So how about you? What's one of the things that you've always had a drive to do?
Well, obviously, I don't know if it was you or the wife had the camera. You said, "Oh, here, it's pretty easy." Well, the camera, you said, "Here, let me show you how to do it." So I did it for about 2 plays, and then your wife took it away from me because I spent more time watching the play versus taking the pictures I was supposed to. So I got fired from that pretty quick. So I knew technology wasn't my calling. But just yakking like this is pretty good because I got a face for radio. And anyway, I did a job that I used to work at for a long time. We did a radio show that we just for a one-time year deal, and we got to yakking on that. I just really thought, man, this is kind of neat. And this was kind of before podcasts or whatever, because this was long before Facebook got to be big and Instagram and all the other stuff. So I thought, man, this is kind of cool. So when you approached me about doing something like this, I was kind of like, yeah, let's do it. Let's have some fun with it. So here we are.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So any big memories that stick out from doing that? The times that you did? Anything that really shines out?
Doing the football? Or, I mean, the sports? Or
doing the radio thing first.
Yeah, we were talking about what my interest was. Well, it was about the job. And there were several different people that were involved in it. And so they were asking, questions, stuff that we did for a living, and that was kind of fun to kind of talk. But just I got more out of. I mean, they're asking me a bunch of questions, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, let me talk about this. But I had more fun of listening to other people, and asking the questions. Well, what's that about? What's just like I did with your videos and your taking pictures and stuff. Well, what do you do with it? And I kind of enjoyed that more than anything because it was just kind of cool to see stuff we don't know.
It is. I get that where you come into an area where you're like, it's kind of interesting, but I don't know anything about it.
Right. Yeah.
So very cool.
Yeah.
So have you ever wanted to do it for sports?
Always.
Really?
Always for sports. But I don't know that I could do the sports things because it's just I mean, I like it. I'm a sports guy, obviously, but 24/7. But just to talk about the same thing, one thing all day long, just kind of doesn't do it for me. So,
You like to have a little variety.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys that always turn on the radio, listen to sports, and they can just listen to it all day. Well, after I've heard the same story once, I'm kind of done with it. So, I kind of shied away from that. I got a buddy of mine that we talked about doing this a long time ago, just me and him doing sports, and everybody always told us that, oh man, you guys ought to have your own show, because I always get under his skin and get him going. So he got a kick out of it too, and so did I. So I had more fun aggravating him than really talking about sports. So, but we just never did. We live in two different areas, and we just never could bring it together. So I'm kind of glad you put this in front of us so we could do it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, very cool. Family. How about what kind of family do you have and come from, and kind of brought you to the point you're at right now?
Family wise, mom and dad, obviously. Line I was toting at a young age was probably not a good, track to go on. Even though we did butt heads, but he was great for me and still is. So, I just took what I learned from him and instilled it into my son, which now has his own family. So, I thought, well, it worked for me. It can't be too bad. So, and it's worked for him. So I think he's doing the same thing because I have a grandson as well. And my wife, we went to school together, known each other since we was 14 years old. And
wow.
Here we are. We're married 35 years now. Hope I got that right. Yeah, so 35 years and still going strong. And there's a lot of stuff there. We'd have to do more than this little show to get through my life story, I promise you. A lot of bumps and bruises, but we made it.
Well, there's not very many couples that have made it that long, and that's pretty impressive. On my side, Trish and I have been married since '89, which is almost 40 years, 36 years. 36 years. We've been together 40 years since high school. So yeah, same kind of thing. We met in high school. I mean, of all places, we met in computer class. Imagine that. So we dated off and on in high school a little bit, and then she went off to college and came back, and we ended up getting married after that. Slew of kids. We have 5, so 3 boys and 2 girls. And then the 3 boys have brought us a total of 7 grandkids. And you want to talk about Sunday afternoon at our house? It is really loud.
Yeah, we don't come around here anymore, so we don't fit anymore.
It's a little noisy. That noise level goes, from about 30 decibel up to about 90.
Yeah.
And so. Good times though. That's the best. All of our kids are 20 minutes away from here.
Yeah, that's great. Same way we are.
Yeah.
Well, not 20 minutes, but
yeah. It's awesome. I know a lot of people that have kids scattered all over the United States or even further, and never get to see the grandkids. They don't see them a couple times a year, and I'm like, man, we are blessed. And they like us. That's even better.
There you go. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
So what are we doing here? We talked about both of us. So now everybody knows everything about us. So what are we doing here?
So the whole plan was to kind of set the premise of what this is all about. So learn a little bit about us, learn about some of the things we like to do, and then kind of lay that blueprint out so that our guests, when they come on, we can learn from them. We can learn some of the hobbies and things that they like to do. I mean, there's things that I'm interested in that I'd like to look at down the road, and I'm sure you're the same. To be honest, we were talking about golf earlier for a few minutes. I've never learned to play golf. I'd kind of like to learn. I don't know that I have enough time to do it right now, but
you don't want me teaching.
But we talked to a guy earlier about pickleball, and we're going to try and talk to him a little bit later. I've got a buddy that is he's a little younger than us, but he and his family bought a farm because he wanted to do it as a family hobby, and so he's going to come on and talk to us about how they picked animals and how they picked ideas. And
I know
he's,
that guy.
but he, one of the cool things that they're looking at doing is actually open a pick it yourself blackberry farm right out of their property. So there's a lot of ideas that, I mean, I'm not interested in being having a farm, but I know there are guys that think, hey, that's a way to relax.
Right.
I mean, obviously they haven't worked on a farm, but I mean, who are some of the guys that you've talked to that are some different hobbies?
Well, I can't give it away what they do or whatever, but it's, there's all kinds of different. Well, like I said, we talked to the guy, which blew me away because I don't know anything about pickleball. So even though a buddy of mine trying to pull me out of retirement of sports and try to play him because he wants to pick on me, but I ain't doing it. But I've talked to different people. They have an art background. I got a guy that I visited with. He's been a friend of mine that we used to do workout classes together years ago. That's why we want to do this, so he can tell his story, because I don't want to tell it for him. But my understanding is he has hot rods that he rents out that people can take pictures with, or to like weddings or proms and things like that. But as we sit here, there's a few other ones that I've been kind of mulling over now that does this. Right. So I know a guy that does that, which they're not going to be our Deion Sanders and all this. But, I mean, these are real people, right here. You may know them, you may not, but they do everyday stuff just like us.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's I mean, the big goal is let's hear some things, let's hear some ideas, and see if it's something that might want to try. You might want to try to fit it into your life a little bit.
Yeah, because talking to this guy about this pickleball, guys, listen, it sounds kind of interesting to me.
Yeah.
How old was he?
He was like 65.
Yeah, he put the beat down on me already.
Right.
When we just started talking about it.
Yeah.
So
well, he talked about one of his buddies, one of his former playing partners, that they were playing tournaments at 88 years old.
Yeah.
And that floored me.
Yeah.
I thought golf was the only old man sport. Right. But apparently you can play pickleball until you're 90. Who knew?
I'm looking for the guy that's the lazy boy challenge that does that. Yeah. I might be better at that than pickleball.
I have seen some custom lazy boy mowers a few times. That kind of. Have you seen those?
Oh yeah, that's too much work.
That's a lot of work. That could be fun. So
do that from the inside. Look out the window.
Right. That's what I said. That's what I need, is I need a camera on that thing so I can watch what I'm doing.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
So
very cool.
All right.
And you've already done some videos that have a lot of gear on here. I think I've done one, but it was pretty simple. But you had on this website or on this
platform.
Yeah. On this platform, you've got a lot of gear stuff that you've put on here that people can look at.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
a lot of tech gear, a lot of hunting. And tools. There's a lot of tools that we're talking about, and it's stuff that I buy and I use second nature. I think you're kind of like me. You kind of learned how to do these things over the years.
Yes.
You just do them, and then you think about you visit with people that have never done this before and never had any experience with tools, and the idea behind this was, well, if I'm going to buy something, I would like to hear a real opinion, not just
not go and read a review,
not go read the review, but necessarily, or even watch the Chinese manufacturer review it.
Right.
I would like to hear a real person that I've come to know a little bit. Yeah. And I'm like, we're the guys.
Yeah.
We're the ones that we're going to tell you, hey, don't buy that. That's garbage.
Yeah.
Or hey, we got a really good deal on this, and it's worth its money. So trying to build a level of trust.
Yeah. If we can do it, you can do it.
Right.
Is that pretty much the goal there?
I think so. So.
And the bar's not real set high for me. So.
No, neither one of us. I've been a do it yourselfer, but it's always been a learn as you go kind of do it yourselfer. Right. I'm not afraid to pull out YouTube. Right. I've changed many of brake pads by looking at YouTube. Right. Well, now we're going to kind of open the floor. We'd like some of our listeners, some of our people that have tuned in. If you've got some hobbies, we want to talk to you. We want to see what you got out there. We'd like to go shoot some video and some pictures to kind of see what you do. You don't have to sit down on the couch with us. We'll come to you. We want to see what kind of things that you're interested in and that you'd like to share. I think we can really get some real opinions and see if these are things that we want to do and other people might want to do down the road.
Right.
So
should be fun. Let's get them lined up.
Got any other thoughts on this?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think we said it all.
All right. Well, we're going to end on this note. Something I try to do in all the videos is, guys, go get your gear on. All All right. We'll see you next